Okay, here's phase 12, Wednesday's workout. We're doing 6 rounds of 20 straight sets.
All right, guys. Well, the first exercise is going to be the bike. So we're going to have the 4 bikes set up along here. Maybe 3, depending on because we have a class limited to 10 because we don't have those coaches. As you know, you guys can fill in, you'll make up that 3rd person. But the idea here is when we're on the bike is only 20 seconds of work. We're going to sprint all out. And what we're trying to do is just really try to get the people as close as possible with their height on a bike. So if we have tall people, we try to get that seat a little bit higher. We're looking at about 15-degree bend in the knee here. So if you can try to get them lined up in that way as much as possible when they're going to do their bike sprints, that's all we're looking for here. Okay? Is that 20 seconds is all out. The hips really shouldn't be shaken when they're on the bikes. After those bikes, we're going to head down here to our kettlebells. So we're going to be working kettlebell swings and RDLs. Remember, no new person does kettlebell swings. No new person does kettlebell swings, right? We start them on the kettlebell RDL, where we start with that kettlebell in between the feet. We go back with the hips. Kettlebell is gripped. Then you think about starting that nice good suspension, where we're going to go back and forth with the hips. I feel the stretch take place in the back of my legs, and I come through nice and tall, and I'm squeezing my butt. All right? In a nice tall position. Always need to stand tall after every rep. Same thing applies to kettlebell swing. So now, once they have a perfect RDL pattern and they're comfortable starting to learn how to swing, you guys will start by standing back. Same thing, go in hip hinge position. Take that kettlebell, break that handle, get ready to hike it to the quarterback, high and tight, and then eyes on the kettlebell, making sure that we're keeping that chin in that nice top position, so we're keeping that neutral spine. Using high and tight, little to no window as we come high with that, we'll come back with that kettlebell. A lot of times you see people come really low, or they'll come down to a little bit of a squat pattern. Those are no-nos, right? Same thing applies. That's why we master the RDL pattern before we move on to the swing, so we know that that hip hinge is going to be maintained. Okay? Now, exercise number 3 is going to take place down here. You can position them however you want, facing down, facing towards the gray wall, or we're going to be doing the hourglass like we do in the warm-up. So the hourglass starts with those feet wide at the base, and they come together in the middle, wide again at the top. Then you're just going to be back and forth over the course of 20 seconds. We're going to be as explosive as possible. Okay, we're looking for that power generation in that 20 seconds. Now, not everyone can do an hourglass, and so instead of doing a 2-step shuffle, you might not be generating enough power there, is we're going to go into a medicine ball chest pass. So they have a lower body injury. Let's go to an upper body movement. That chest pass, nice and strong and loud as you can be, because you guys are tossing that ball aggressive against that wall. Okay? So that's going to be 20 seconds of hard tosses. Now exercise 4 might be a newer exercise to some of you. It's what we call banded leg flexion. The nice thing is we get to lay down and do this exercise. Some people, if they're newer to this movement, may need to be using the orange band. Okay, we have them anchored into the ground or to the wall here, and we take one band and it goes just above the knee. So it's nice and easy to get into. But notice how I have that 90-degree bend in the hips and the knee, leg is up, and now I challenge myself by lifting this other leg up off the ground. All right, so that core now is really firing over the course of that 20 seconds, and that red band is pretty tough. All right, so we're not going very long. You start to see I'm already shaking a little bit as I hold this position. All right, and they can always make it a little bit easier by where they place this leg. If they want to put it on the ground, they're feeling their back, they just put that leg on the ground. But the idea there is that inside of hip flexion, we're using that core to stabilize. All right, and then we're going to move down here to exercise number 5, where we're going to be doing some TRX pushups or band-assisted pushups. Now, when it comes to the TRX pushups, we do recommend making sure that the TRX that is set up is not this one. Okay, this one has the metal clips on the side, and we know that a lot of clients find this exercise a little bit painful for the arms, and I'll show you why here in just a little bit. But we want to try to think about doing that nice good plank with the TRX, so I'm not leaving my butt behind, I'm not bending at the waist. So as I come down, the body comes down together, hands at those armpits, and then I'm pressing up and out. And I can always make this exercise harder or easier by where I place my feet. Probably you saw, I just made the exercise easier, walk my feet back, just made the exercise harder. Okay? But you can notice how the straps are sliding up along my arm here. Now I have a long sleeve on, so it feels fine, but you can kind of guess the metal here is a little bit harsher on the skin than the plastic straps are. If the clients are just complaining so much about the straps really hurting them, they're more than welcome to go into what's called a band-assisted push-up. Take the band, put it around the waist, then go down to the floor, and we need to focus on perfect push-ups if we're using that band for assistance instead of using that TRX. If you guys find as coaches over the course of the first couple weeks that everybody is leaving the TRXs to go to bands in terms of comfort, let us know. We will scratch TRX push-ups out of the program.